One love, God bless. Fire Nelson here, and today I'm here to talk to you about embracing change and embracing a newer you. So, in life, regardless if you are on a spiritual path or you're just going through life cycles in general, you're going to make changes, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Changes are going to happen. So we can see these changes as, you know, opposition or as stressors or as something that we should be resisting. But truthfully, these changes need to be embraced, because just like this beautiful nature that I'm in, it is constantly changing. It's constantly dropping down, old leaves that are now on a whole new journey on the ground. Just because a leaf is old or fruit is old and it falls from the tree, or the fruit might not even be old, but it's just ready, it's ripe. Just because it falls from the tree and it's changing its environment and it's on a whole new journey doesn't mean that it's something bad. Just because a animal might come up and eat this fruit that was once high up safely in a tree and unripe for any animal to even eat, so they didn't get bothered. Well, now they're in this whole new environment where animals are eating it and they think that it's suffering, and the fruit may think that it's gonna die. Little does that fruit know it's turning that nourishment into a whole nother tree. There's a seed beneath all this extra layers of ego that this fruit had to get rid of, and this animal thankfully was able to eat around that layer of ego to get to that pureness, to get to that seed or those seeds, that we all have within us, that can create more abundance, not only for us but for others. Now this one fruit, who was just thinking of its one soul self, is now realizing it is way more than just a fruit. It is a tree. It's abundance as well. It is a source to give more food, more nourishment to others, and to continue that cycle, for generations and generations to come. So this is what happens when we resist change. This is what happens if you resist making time in your life for the certain situations that are going to happen regardless. Because not everything can be within our control. Not everything can be, changed exactly when we're ready for it, or shifted exactly when we want it to. Not everything can happen the exact way that we want them to. And we have to embrace life as the Most High wants us to embrace it. And sometimes it's going to be messy. Sometimes it's going to be situations that cause us to feel like we're being eaten alive. And the longer that we sit through this, emotion that we're feeling, or these sometimes even physical pains that we may be experiencing, the longer we sit through them and keep calm and keep centered in faith and keep centered in our true divine will, the more that we'll be able to see ourselves aligned with nourishment, aligned with abundance, aligned with, this everlasting life that the Most High has blessed us with. Each shift in our life is just a different journey. There's not even a real concrete thing that we could call death in this life, in my opinion. There's not a concrete thing they call death, because energy never dies. It's always just being transferred to one place or another. So we have to realize that when we change from this physical form, whether it's completely, through death or little changes here and there, from puberty to adulthood or motherhood, or just different awarenesses and our mental even, that it's for our highest purpose, it's for our highest growth. Even us dying and rotting into the ground provides nourishment if we have been nourishing our bodies in a proper way with proper foods, so that when we break down, we're able to provide nourishment for this environment as well, this constant cycle. So everything has a divine purpose, and it's not really for us to figure out that purpose or to put a time or a schedule on when our purposes are supposed to make sense. All our true task is to just embrace life in general with positivity, with love, with acceptance, and with faith that you are being guided by the Most High. Everything that we see is divine. Everything that we experience is divine. It's just us who interpret it differently. It's us who is confused. It's us who needs guidance. And this is what change does. Unfortunately, lots of people don't even change until a big shift in their life happens. And by shift, I mean big dramas in their life happen, physically, mentally, or spiritually. But change doesn't have to be so dramatic. When we're aligned and we're already living in a life of surrender, and a life of service, and a life of faith, and a life of acceptance, and a life of love and abundance, when we live in this way already, we see things open up for us in different ways that, magnetize more of this realization within us that we are truly always changing for our best and our highest good, always being guided to our best and our highest self. There's no confusion about this when you're walking the spiritual path. You'll be able to tell. The more you align yourselves with certain commandments, certain precepts, whatever you follow, if you're following them and doing these actions based off of love, and you are actually studying these actions and making sure that they are positive actions, then you're going to get positive results. Good karma brings more good karma. Bad karma brings more bad karma. So good actions are always going to bring you to more growth, more awareness, more love, more abundance, more peace. I'm sorry, I'm looking around because there's a dog running around here. But more peace, knowing that everything is going to be all right, everything is perfect where we are right now. I have no fears for the future. I have no fears for even no people. No fears for our president, no fear of nothing of that nature, because I truly embrace change and know that each moments of change are guiding us to a different place. And what a wonderful gift that is, that we don't have to watch the same movie every single day, watch the same TV show every single day, read the same book every single day. Change is always happening, change is always occurring, and we get to be right in the middle of it, ground zero. It's the people that are resisting change. Obviously, if something gets unright, unjust, then we should be speaking our mind about these situations. Like there's many things happening politically that are unjust, but it's not resistance that I'm bringing. It's not so much of stressing me out in a way that's causing me mental harm. It's more of pushing the opposite of what that is. If we have a president that is pushing a mass agenda of lack, and I'm pushing abundance, I'm pushing, positivity, I'm pushing more than than what the eyes see. I'm pushing eternal. So it's not about resistance as in you're letting these things consume your mind, you consume your daily talking, consume your environment, truthfully, but truly being able to see what the issue is and be the solution. Become that version of a person that this world needs. And in order to do that, we must embrace the certain things that the Most High may be calling us to do. And for lots of us, it's changing certain aspects about our life, about who we, aspire to be, or who we follow, or who we look up to. Who are our idols? We should have no idols except for the Most High, We shouldn't be worshiping these false idols. We shouldn't be letting ourselves spend so much time worshiping, social media apps and getting likes and comments and followers and just being entertained 24/7 by our phone. This is worship, a form of worship. If we're spending more time on our phone than, with God, then who do we love more? If you're on your phone more than you are praying and meditating and, journaling or being of service, then who do you truly love more? So we have to look at things and realize in our own life even what we need to change, what habits and what, certain programmings that we can shift and make tweaks to that can help better our lives for the highest, not just for our own selfish, egotistical reasons or just for the simple pleasures of, sense enjoyment for that period of time. Everything is happening for a reason. Get yourself aligned with it and don't resist the change that happens in your life. There's a purpose to it. You can trust this. If you haven't, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I appreciate everybody that's watching this, and I hope that you embrace the change that's trying to emerge into your life so that you can enjoy the next journey ahead. One love.